Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I am just one of your hosts, Maddog Kelly, and I am joined by a very special guest. This is the first time she's joining us in the AEW Collision Studio. I'm very happy about this, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. We're going to take it away. The one and only, the Sheriff. Thank you for joining me for tonight.
Hey guys, what's up? I did my Mad Dog.
Stealing my line over here. I better trademark. Oh wait, Jericho
I
already did. I got screwed out of that. But that's where I got it from. Shout out to him. He was not on tonight. He's taking a break, as I said last night. But man, Sheriff, what a collision! He should do more wrestling. WrestleMania should happen more because Tony Khan brings his A game during WrestleMania week. I'll tell you right now.
I think every promotion brings their A game during WrestleMania week.
I agree with that.
Yeah, because it's like all the attention is on wrestling, all the money's on wrestling stuff.
Right.
Last Saturday I met Moose. Nice.
That's cool. He used to be in AEW, I think. Now he's back in TNA.
I don't think
that's going.
Was Moose ever in AEW?
He was.
I know he's in TNA. Yeah. He wants to go to WWE. I remember that.
He wants to go back to WWE. He was in WWE. Went to AEW. They did nothing with him. They put him on 0-hour shows. He got mad about that. Went to TNA and now wants back on.
Didn't he have issues like personal issues? Isn't that?
He did. Yeah. There was a bunch of stuff for him going on in some of the management backstage. At AEW, from what I read on that story. Absolutely. But man, what a show. I'm telling you once again, this show was fantastic. Even the backstage segments, Sheriff, was fantastic.
Correct.
Don't you agree? Just real quick, we're gonna bring this up. This is what happened tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So much action here. As you can see, we're gonna take that down, and we actually are going to start with the first picture. We don't have it, so we're actually gonna go back to yesterday's picture for some reason. We're gonna go with the Death Riders. They showed up tonight. And they ain't happy, and the fans are not happy at them chanting. And yes, I guess I will say it because we're a bit rated R over here too. They say "fuck you" to Wheeler Yuta, and I believe they were throwing trash while the Death Riders were absolutely just kicking everything the hell around the ring. What did you think?
They've got mega heat.
I mean, John Moxley's not a happy camper. I'm wearing a Mox t-shirt tonight, but can you see why he's not happy right now, Sheriff?
Can I see why? Well, I would be happy if you're throwing garbage at me. I wouldn't be happy.
Well, I mean, there's that, but I'm asking you about why he isn't happy.
From House of Glory.
I think
he's in TNA now, but yeah, he's not happy because they lost the trios titles on Dynamite.
Yeah, and here's the deal. And there's one person during this whole segment. I gotta try and find it here, so bear with me here. If I could try and find it here, let me see. But no, I'm telling you, it was really, really, like I said, just really, really, like I said, it was. Here's the deal. John Moxley comes out. There he is. I'll throw him up here. There he is. He comes out. He's not happy, and he's not happy that they lost their title. So he starts bitching. I guess he's bitching, but he also called out somebody. Where is it here? I can't find it. This sometimes, let's see. I don't know where it is. Let me see if I can find it.
Can I spoil it?
Yeah.
Can I spoil
it? Yeah. You can say it. Okay, I found it. Go ahead.
Former AEW World Champion Samoa Joe. Yes.
I found that, by the way. It's kind of hard to find in here, but I did find it. I'm not gonna lie. My God, I even said to my mom, I said, I can't wait to see this match.
That's gonna be a banger, honestly. It's
gonna be
I wouldn't have guessed that they were heading in that direction, but now that they when they set it up on Dynamite after the attack and then they brought it here, I was like, okay, that is actually a great setup. And the world title scene for the title is it's really crowded with like some really great like top guys. Like all of them seem like legit. Like I could have saw Swerve winning the title.
Right.
I don't think that Samoa Joe's gonna win, but like I could see.
I agree with you. I don't think he's gonna win. No.
Unfortunately, Jay White got hurt, but I would have loved to see him get the title.
I think he was gonna, right? There was something about him being in that Owen Hart tournament. I could be wrong, but he was
Hangman
gonna be
Adam
in there, and I
Page,
heard he was gonna verse Will Ospreay in the finals. If the dirty sheets are right, I don't know if they are.
The dirty sheets. Oh, you just brought up. See, I didn't even get to Ospreay yet. We got Hangman, we got White, we got Samoa Joe, we got MJF.
Josh Alexander. Last night.
Kevin Knight was on this show. Maybe he gets in the world title picture.
I mean, here's the thing. You got so much going on. And then they got so many other championships. And then they just, I told you last night, they just added another championship to the Ring of Honor series. So now you got
gold is gold.
Right. And then this is the problem now. You got too many championships, too many champions. You don't know what to do with them. It's kind of, where does everybody fit in? And that's kind of been the problem of AEW for a while. Where does everybody fit in? It's hard to fit everybody into the title picture.
Well, that's a good problem to have.
Yeah, sometimes it
is. You have all of the contenders.
Sometimes it's not. But I'm telling you, this segment was pretty damn good. We'll get into Claire Castagnoli later. I like this segment. I really did. I thought Jon Moxley calling out Samoa Joe. Like you said before, we were talking a little bit before we got on the air, ladies and gentlemen, and we were saying it's crazy how Moxley, called out Joe, not the, Joe called out Moxley.
Yeah, and put his own title in the line.
Right. I mean, so Double or Nothing. This is going to be amazing, a main event, obviously. We saw these guys fight before, I believe, in this company. So I'm really excited to see these guys fight again. That does not involve a, kind of a weird-ass, great trios match they had last night. I'm talking about a one-on-one, obviously.
And the difference is both of them are champions now. And both of them have factions behind them.
Right? Oh, that's right, Joe. That's right. Joe's Trios champion now.
He's Trios champion now, yeah. And he's got a faction with him.
If he wins, but I just don't see that happening. I see, like, my boy Jon Moxley over here will retain his title up until Fall In Texas. When we get to Fall In, Will Ospreay is going to win and become your main event star for AEW.
Dude, the crash out that's going to happen online if Ospreay loses to Moxley.
Oh my God. Can you imagine? I
think I would be a part of that crash out because I think the Death Rider storyline has redeemed itself. I think it's a lot more interesting than it's been in the beginning. But I still need Moxie to come up off that title. But them losing the Trios title is a good sign because that means the loss of the world title is imminent. So.
It's imminent. Yeah, Jon Moxley's not immortal anymore. He's not king of this company. But there is one thing I do have to say. Shout out to our executive consultant, by the way. Shout out to him. He will agree with me that Marina Shafir sucks. And she does. We all know she sucks. She does nothing for the Death Riders. And yeah.
Well, you just said the executive consultant agrees with you, which means
I know he does. I know he said he came on this show and absolutely said, "What did Marina Shafir do? Absolutely nothing for the
but that would mean that your opinion is wrong because the executive consultant is always wrong. So
no, he's not. There we go. He's not on this. Marina Shafir, she sucks. Okay, and we can confirm that. And she was in the middle of the ring doing absolutely nothing, ladies and gentlemen. Again, moving on to the next match because we can talk about how much Marina Shafir sucks all night. You know what I mean? And it still will get us nowhere. But she does. End of story. But no, I'm happy about, Jon Moxley challenging Joe. The next thing we got here was Lance Archer. I like Lance Archer. I do. But honestly, he's kind of been not winning as much. And when you're not winning as much, it kind of puts a damper on things. So he versed, of course. By the way, Don Callis is with him. Don Callis is, of course, on commentary. Sheriff, as you know, Don Callis does that every single time he goes out to the ring. I think he's got a future there, by the way. Versus the newbie, the new guy, the new signee. We were talking about him last night, Kevin Knight. What did you think about this match?
Sorry, my phone started ringing.
No, you're all good. All good.
Call me back. Wait, we're at Kevin Knight, right?
Yeah, we're at Lance Archer with Don Callis, Kevin Knight.
So I like the fact that, because I didn't really follow Kevin Knight before he came to AEW, but they're building him up. They're giving him wins. I like what I see from him in the ring. I haven't gotten to see him talk a lot and stuff like that. Like character-wise, but in AEW, it's the land of the, I guess, in-ring work. So that's got to be up to snuff if you're going to stick around. And it's up to stuff. I like him. Fernando says Kevin Knight is awesome. I trust Fernando's judgment.
I agree. Kevin Knight is the
Fernando also says Marina's awesome. I trust Fernando's judgment.
Absolutely not. Absolutely. She does absolutely nothing. She does nothing. God, I wish Chris was here. Oh, God, he would so back me up on this. Anyway, like I said about, Kevin Knight, I agree with you guys 100%. Everybody, Kevin Knight is the future of AEW. I'm so glad they signed him. He was talking on Talking Jericho. I highly recommend, Sheriff, you get some free time, go listen.
Oh, he did an interview with Jericho?
He did an interview with Jericho yesterday, like I said last night. Some of his training he did for New Japan. We were talking about last night about the squats, the push-ups, the intense training with Shibata. Shibata was his teacher, by the way. Not sure if you know this, but Shibata was his teacher.
Yeah, is that why Kevin Knight is so shredded? Because he was doing the he's doing the New Japan regimen.
Yep. And he was doing the Lion Boy thing. And I don't know if you know what that is. The Lion Boy thing is basically you carry the bags. You do all this. You're basically the bottom of the food chain there at New Japan. And you have to wake up when they call you at 3 a.m. They have to, it's very crazy when you're the Lion Boy, apparently, for New Japan Pro Wrestling. It's very strict, very strict. And he only did the American New Japan. He never went overseas, he said. He did the American New Japan, and then he got a call from, I think it was Shibata, saying, I know Tony Khan, and he kind of wants to have you do a tryout. So he did a tryout for AEW, and Tony put the money out, and apparently Chris Jericho also vouched too, saying, hey, you got to sign this guy. He's great. So everybody vouched. So two people in the business, Chris Jericho, respected name, obviously, like him or not, I don't care. He put, Kevin Knight into this whole AEW, and it was Shibata. It really was Shibata who also put Kevin Knight into AEW, and Tony gave him the check, and he signed him right away. And so happy of this signing, and what a great match we have. I agree. I agree. I think he is going to win the belt from Kenny eventually. I do not see him winning the world championship anytime soon. Maybe him and Will Ospreay will put on a banger later this year for the title, maybe, but I don't see him being the main star. I think that's Will Ospreay right now. But this match was great. I do agree with you that this match was awesome. Went longer than expected, but I did really like this match. Very heavy Kevin Knight.
Like, in terms of, because, like you said, this match, not this match, this show is very, segment heavy.
It is.
So the matches themselves, besides the squash matches, which there were actually two of them. If you don't count the squash matches, there weren't a lot of matches on this show, and the ones that were, they went pretty long.
No, I agree with you completely. I think the squash matches were completely great. Well, not the squash match, but the other matches of the night, I think were completely great. They really were. So the next thing we got after that was a backstage segment, Sheriff. We get our first backstage segment. Yay! And guess who it's with? Who's it with? No.
Oh wait,
Nothing?
I'm really supposed to guess? It's the Ox, right?
Yeah. No. The
Is it not?
remarkable. Come on, say with me. The remarkable Renee Paquette.
Excuse
John
me.
Moxley's wife,
The
who helps run
remarkable.
AEW.
They got her out here working. The remarkable Renee
Every
Paquette.
show, pay-per-view, 0
Every
hour.
segment, she is out here.
Conference.
Yeah, Renee Paquette, she doesn't take no days off, okay?
No, I'm telling you. And I looked it up, and Chris even said it. She is a producer for AEW. So that means she can take the media questions afterwards, because apparently she's producing matches. She's producing the husband's,
If I'm
gimmick.
Moxley,
She's
y'all ain't
producing
questioning my
everything.
wife. You
So,
weirdo dirt sheets.
I
Y'all
mean,
ain't questioning my wife.
She had no problem answering stuff about the Death Riders. What I've read backstage, from what I've read, apparently him and her are very hands-on with this whole thing, and John Moxley's very protective of it, which is kind of interesting because Dean Ambrose used to be, I'm bringing him up again, very protective of the Shield when he was with them in WWE. So I could see John Moxley trying to be very protective of the Death Riders here in AEW, because he was very protective of his other faction in the East. So I do see it. But we get the remarkable Renee with Jamie Hayter and Kris Statlander. And basically, they're saying they're excited. They work harder than our CEO, and they deserve the Women's Owen Hart Tournament belt or cup or trophy or whatever they got at the end of this thing, because I think it's a belt and a trophy. I'm a little confused on that, but I think it's both. So
wait, but can't there only be one winner?
Correct.
So Jamie, Chris, this little alliance, that's not going to last.
Correct. Listen, correct. Because guess what's happening? Wait, you set yourself up, and we'll get into it a little bit later. But guess what's happening on Wednesday, Sheriff? Don't forget to catch All Elite Women and Friends on Wednesday, where Sheriff hosts.
Tag team match, player?
No, it's going to be Statlander versus Hayter for Mercedes.
Oh, not versus Undertaker?
I don't think so.
I'm kidding.
I mean, but he's in Vegas. I heard he's in Vegas this weekend. So I am wondering.
I think every wrestler that ever lived is in Vegas this weekend.
I heard Britt Baker's there this weekend too. Actually.
Oh gosh, don't tell me that.
I heard.
Make sure you tell me Mariah May is in Vegas as we speak. Could you imagine Britt Baker debuting at WrestleMania?
She's still signed under contract. It's impossible. It's like John Moxley showing up at the end of the CM Punk Roman Seth match. Here I am, the third member of the Shield. No, that's not happening. He just challenged Samoa Joe to a match, so that's not gonna happen. But no, I'm telling you, Mariah May or Britt Baker, they're staying with AEW. It's just these rumors are so ridiculous, Sheriff. They really are. But like I said, I like this segment. I thought it was good. I really did. What did you think of their little alliance, as they call it? Friendship, maybe.
Well, they had a pact, right? They're like, well, it's only going to be one of us, but whichever one of us does it, you better go all the way. And you better beat Mercedes Moné, because that's really what this is about. They don't like Mercedes. This is kind of like
I do, but
I don't know if you guys ever heard of the reality show Flavor of Love, where like all the girls were competing to be with Flavor Flav.
Yeah.
But there was one girl in there, New York, who became like really popular. By the end of that show, they didn't care about Flav. They just wanted to beat New York, okay? And so they were like, we don't care who wins as long as it's not that bitch. That's basically what this is. We don't care who wins as long as it's not Moné.
I mean, and it's gonna be me and you both know she's gonna win the damn belt and go.
I think so too. And well, either way, even if it's not her, it's not gonna be Hayter or Stat.
This is what REC also said. Who in that tournament? I think we might have it here. You think actually has a chance against Jamie Hayter? I honestly think. Absolutely no one. Let me see here. Is this nope, that's the men's. This is the women's. There we go. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
So I don't think when I say she's not going to, if Mercedes doesn't win it, like they're not going to have Hayter beat her. They're not going to have Statlander beat her.
Nope.
If anything, they would have Athena beat her if she's not going to
win.
Actually, you know what? Maybe Hayter, just because she's a former champion, but I don't think that they're going to do that. So with that being said, if she is going to lose, it's going to be Athena.
I think we're going to get Jamie Hayter versus Mercedes. Mm-hmm. I do not see Athena going because Mercedes, if you look back at the picture, Mercedes is on the same side as Athena.
So she's going to see her in the semis.
Yes. But according to this, now they changed this whole thing. This is no longer it, by the way, Sheriff. They changed it tonight. Tonight, they just announced, I do not have the poster for this week's Dynamite, but it's going to be whoever. They flipped this around, by the way. This poster's old, just letting you know. It's now going to be Hayter or Statlander versus Mercedes. And I think that makes for a better storyline, don't you agree? Why the AEW switched this from what we had there to now what they're doing tonight. They just announced tonight whoever beats each other on Wednesday versus Mercedes Moné.
Yeah, the thing is they're interwoven the storyline, right? Because now the goal is not just to win the tournament. Right. The goal is to beat Mercedes. Right. So that elevates her. Even though in the tournament she has all the belts, so she's the favorite. And they're kind of like they're not shying away from the fact that Mercedes Moné is the favorite. And so they're like, this tournament is not just about winning the tournament. If you want to win a tournament, you got to get through Mercedes because she's probably going to the finals. So.
No, yes, I agree. And, here's the whole thing. I'm glad they switched the story around. I am so happy, ladies and gentlemen, that they switched the story because this whole Athena versus Mercedes thing, it's good. It's damn good. But now you got Statlander and Hayter in the Lions together trying to beat Mercedes. And now one of them, whoever wins, ends up going to go on to try and beat Mercedes. That's I agree. That's more of an interesting storyline than the whole Mercedes versus Athena, which we're going to get one-on-one eventually. Maybe Forbidden Door. So
they're gonna face each other probably in this tournament, but they already faced each other. I mean,
right. Mercedes won the match, so
that was on Dynamite. But that
was Dynasty, by the way.
They already faced each other, but in terms of for the title, because when they face each other again, Athena's
it will be for the TBS. Yeah, it will be for the TBS title. Sure. Yeah. No, I agree with you 100%. Athena's gonna win the belt. Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, before we get into the next match, I'm just going to run a quick commercial and then we'll be right back after this.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, because this is Rated E for everyone. This is Unpopular Review. Please like, subscribe, and follow us on all social media platforms, especially because on Tuesday nights, we goes down. It is NXT Review, NXT Trio, the best show in all of Popular Review Wrestling. Please join us each and every night after NXT goes off between 8 to 10, and we will be right there cracking jokes, making things, and saying stuff the right way, the fan way, because how else are you going to enjoy wrestling without being a fan?
On Tuesday nights, there's no other way to enjoy your after watching all that wrestling than watch more people talk about wrestling, have our fun, have our tangents, be petty as hell about any and everything, and y'all love it. So give us a watch, subscribe, and comment, like everything that we do. Give us your input, and maybe we'll put it on the air.
Absolutely.
Come on, guys. It's Tuesday night. You're hanging out with the trio. We're talking about the stuff that happened on NXT. We're talking about Obafemi breaking people down. We're talking about the lovely JC Jane and how fantastic he is. And we're talking about Vic Joseph and how he's getting on my nerve and irritating me. But Tuesday nights, around 10-ish, catch us here join us, and it's a good time. Peace.
That was the NXT Trio show. You can catch them every Tuesday night. Please go back and watch this Tuesday's episode of where the trio did their stand and deliver predictions as well as review. They did double duty. Actually, they did the review of NXT and they did the predictions for stand and deliver. That's for Saturday morning. So please go check them out, ladies and gentlemen. But this is the AEW Saturday Night Collision show on a freaking Thursday. Yes, a fucking Thursday, ladies and gentlemen. I am joined by the lovely Sheriff from All the Elite Women and Friends. Sometimes I'm on there, most of the time I am. But this is the Collision show, and this is the next match. And the next match was our next signing. Let me see if I can find it here. I should go. Let me go up here because somebody signed with AEW last night, Sheriff, and he was back in action tonight. They're actually using this guy. They're using them. I'm so happy about
it's
this.
his second day. I would hope that he's being used.
So do I. I mean, look at Kevin Knight. Ever since they signed him, man, he's been on shows.
He's earning his paycheck.
On shows.
Meanwhile, where's Alexa Bliss, guys?
I don't know.
I thought WWE would never sign someone against him.
I said last night in my news thing, go back and rewatch it. They were gonna use her, but then Bo Dallas got hurt.
That don't got nothing to do with Alexa. If I'm Alexa, I'm like that. I'm Bennett and I ain't in it. What his injury got to do with me? I want to be on TV.
Yeah. Rumors have said she wants to leave, but I heard the E does not want to.
Didn't she just resign? She can't.
She did.
Now.
She did.
Yeah. No,
she
sorry,
did.
Alexa.
But she's not happy with the company because she's not being on there.
That can't possibly be true because Nick Khan told me they would never sign someone and bench them. So, that just is probably.
Apparently, it's something to do with Bo Dallas's injury, though. From what I also read.
Anyway, come on over to the W, Alexa.
Yeah. Maybe Britt Baker will go to the E.
Trade. Let's do a talent trade.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be so great if wrestling companies were on good enough terms to where they could do trades like that?
Look what happened, Sheriff, by the way, back in the day. Vince McMahon, oh my God, I brought up his name. Oh my God. He actually brought WCW. No, he brought WCW back in the day. Right? And back in the day, he's like, I own this thing now. So he owned all these WCW guys, and they all came to WWE.
Well, that's not really the same as a trade, Because
WWE doesn't draft. AEW should do some sort of draft, but they don't.
I think they did something. This was before their deal with TNA. This was years ago, but they did something where they traded Christian for an appearance for was it? I don't remember who it was. Was it Sting? It was somebody that they had on the contract that they wanted, I think, at the Hall of Fame or something like that.
Okay. You were talking about WWE, not AEW.
Yeah, WWE. They traded with TNA.
Yeah.
Anyways,
which is insane, Sharp, because guess what? Both of them are AEW now. For the record, Christian and Sting.
Oh, we were just talking about the world title picture. We ain't even mentioned Christian. Got that? See, that could be the next champion.
No, Christian doesn't have his briefcase anymore.
No, I'm saying he could be a next champion.
I guess. I mean, he's in the picture, but he lost the contract.
That didn't mean he lost his abilities.
No, I agree with you completely. Look what happened later tonight. We'll get to it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, I can't believe we have a new champion, but maybe I'm excited for this. Call me crazy. I don't know. But look, I like this match. It was Takeshita and Alexander versus Rocky Romero and Aishi. Now, Aishi, I believe, Tomohiro Aishi is actually leaving New Japan Pro Wrestling. I did not have this in my notes last night, but I did read an article yesterday. He is leaving New Japan Pro Wrestling with a couple others. So I'm wondering if he's going to go and sign full time, but apparently it might take a while due to the New Japan's also has some sort of similar contract where it's like 90 days or something before he can sign with AEW if he does, but he's being used here. So I believe he's going to sign with AEW eventually.
We'll see.
I agree. But this match was good, right? I mean, Josh Alexander and
he's proven himself.
And Takeshita too. I always liked Takeshita. I really do. I always thought he was kind of really good wrestler, very talented. The next thing we get is CEO. Yeah, God, you doing?
I love her and Harley Cameron, man.
This was probably backstage segment of the night for me. This was fan-freaking-tastic.
We gotta get puppets for us.
I tried. They sold out. I told this to our very own Cactus Katie. Shout out to her. I tried on the website, and they sold out in minutes. So when AEW announced they were going to bring out a second batch, I tried again, and they sold out again in minutes.
Do you remember when they used to call AEW we used to call them a t-shirt company? They're a puppet company now. Look at the
I have a t-shirt on of theirs. I mean, got the John Moxley repping our world champion tonight, obviously. But man, this segment was great with the puppet, and Lexi Nair was there talking. These two don't like each other, obviously, and they're trying to get along, and Mercedes wants nothing to do with it, right? Nothing to do with it.
She's like, why am I talking to a puppet? CEO next women's world. Yes, why is the next women's world champion talking to a puppet? That's what she said.
I agree completely. Here's the thing.
I love Harley is hilarious. I love it.
I'm glad they signed her. A lot of people said, oh, she can. And I know a lot of people say she can't do this, she can't. But the stage presence she has, the gimmick she has, the singing, the puppet, the whole thing makes her a talented wrestler. Now, does her work need to be worked on, like her in-ring skill ability? Absolutely. But besides that, I do believe she's talented. She's got the gimmick part really down.
She's developing.
Exactly. And that's what AEW does. They take guys and gals like Britt Baker, like MJF, like even Julia Hart, and they will make them into stars. Mm-hmm. Look at Julia Hart, fantastic champion. She's a freaking star now in main eventing Collision. Dream R-Truth. I agree.
Yeah, it's even someone like Ricochet, who's very much a veteran.
King Ricochet.
Oh. King Ricochet. No, you're right. King Ricochet. He even though he's very much a veteran, he's having a resurgence in his career.
This Ricochet thing, we're gonna get to a little bit later. I swear to God, it's freaking great. I'm sorry, it's not even. It's fucking great. It really is. It's unbelievable how good Ricochet's doing in this company. It's like he needed to move to AEW, right, to actually get this done. And he's pissing off the fans. The fans are into it. They're buying it. They're buying merchandise. It's great.
He's putting up 30, 40, and 50 on Twitter.
Assholes to them at meet and greets. It's fantastic. It really is. He's also going to be in Vegas this weekend for WrestleMania WrestleCon, by the way. A lot of them are going to be there for that. So, but which I'm surprised Tony lets them do WrestleCon.
I went to WrestleCon last year. It's really nice. And you just take a picture with a bunch of wrestlers. Actually, when I was at WrestleCon, there was an earthquake in Philly.
That's right. You told me about this. That's right.
And it was interesting because I didn't know that it happened until I looked online. And apparently it was really strong. But no one, listen, if you guys were at WrestleCon, tell me if I'm tripping. No one reacted because we were in a big room with no windows.
Yeah.
And I'm standing online to meet the Hardy Boys, and I look at my phone, and everybody's like, oh my gosh, this earthquake. And I said, what, where, how, who? I didn't feel any earthquake.
I remember that because I was watching, I think, Pat McAfee show, and Pat McAfee said, did you guys hear that? They were doing the world thing. They're doing one tomorrow, I think, at noon. And, from World again. And they did it, and they said, did you guys feel the earthquake? He goes, we felt it in here. He goes, it's crazy today. He goes, everything. He's like, everything was shaking. He starts shaking the desk around.
Apparently, that was the epicenter of it too.
So yeah. I felt it here, and my cat actually, who passed away, she actually felt it too. So, thanks. But like I said, she was like 16 years old, dude. She was old. I actually have her over here. Actually have her ashes right over here. She'll with me
protect her
over
from
there.
the wasps.
So, but yeah, right. It's in a glass case, thank God. But anyway, but like I was saying, going back to this whole thing, yeah, I remember that whole earthquake, and my cat, man, was just like, you looked at me, stared at me, just like, huh? Like she looked at me, she was like, huh? Like it was kind of crazy. Like she knew something was wrong, but she didn't know exactly. And then I went back to sleep. So, but anyway, moving on from that, we got the Megan Bayne, Penelope Ford, Rebecca Scott, and Ashley Vox. Who the hell are these people, Sharon?
Oh, those are jobbers.
Who the hell are these people?
Those are jobbers. Those are enhancement talent.
My God.
Those are local talent who got the pleasure of getting absolutely pummeled by Megan Bayne.
Yeah, and did you see the way she pinned them? It was 2-on-1 again for what, the third or fourth?
Because 2 is better than 1.
I mean, they're making the goddess turn into a real star here. I'm telling you.
You heard the woman bow down, okay?
I don't know where it is here, but you know, if I find it, I will run it here. But yeah, you know, yeah, it's very very it's exciting. Yeah,
she's coming for Toni again. All right.
So it seems that way, right?
And it's interesting because Megan Bayne, I think, has the I could see her being like a babyface down the line.
Right. Yeah. No, I agree with you completely.
Was a boss tonight. Yeah, she has she can be a very likable, like, dominant figure.
She was. In fact, actually, I don't have the video clip, but I do have this, so I'll just put this up. So, the video clips are not what you would call it. They're not some letters are not there. They just have, like, you know, the numbers and stuff. So, but I do have this, and I'm telling you, my God, it was awesome. It was awesome to see her just completely, as CM Punk says, clobbering time. She clobbered her opponents tonight, obviously. So the next thing we got here was, this was really exciting. I really liked this next match. It was, I'm gonna bring it up, Adam Cole, baby. Man, what a great champion he's being, Sheriff. Well, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, he just won the title, but I liked this matchup with Claudio. I wonder if he because I know
that's right.
Cesaro
actually used to be Cesaro.
Part of me, I feel like I've never gotten to, because I never got to really see Adam Cole as a heel, like sustained, because he always got injured. Much as I like babyface Cole, I want to see some more heel Cole. But I guess in the meantime, he can beat up Claudio. This was nice.
Well,
Adam Cole is back, baby.
I agree, Fernando. I 100% agree. And listen, here's the thing with the heel. The heel thing did not work. Couple of things. They tried to make him a heel. I do want to go into this because I don't know if you remember. He tried to be the devil thing. And the reason why that did not work, couple things. MJ went off on the face of the earth to go film Happy Gilmore. I found that out, by the way. That's what he was doing. He was going to film movies in Hollywood. I found this out, okay? He went the rock route. Meanwhile, Adam Cole got injured, and the story did not work out well because Cole got injured. It was revealed that Adam Cole was the devil. One, everybody knew it under the sun, and it backfired on AEW. It was
not only that,
one of AEW's greatest stories, and it became the flop of the century. There's a documentary on YouTube, you guys can go watch it, called flop of the century, MJF versus Adam Cole.
Sounds like a very unbiased and riveting account of what happened. But anyways,
a very interesting documentary. It was very unbiased for sure. They broke everything down.
It did flop, so to speak, because the story didn't really get to play out the way it was supposed to because of the injuries. I don't think it was the movie thing, to be honest. Or was he filming Iron Claw at that time? It might not have been happening.
It was Iron Claw. Yeah. It
But
was Iron Claw.
either way, I think they knew.
Sorry, did Happy Gilmore after? Yeah.
But yeah, it was a movie. They knew that he was going away to film. Right. I think they had planned for that. I don't think that they planned for.
They did. That's why he called Tony Khan, all this stuff, and the devil thing, and blah blah. By the time it all came around, Sheriff, I was in the building when Adam Cole revealed himself.
You were the wasp on the wall.
I'm telling you right now. I get that joke. I've been having some sort of wasp problem last couple days.
But they get that joke too because they saw it yesterday.
I know. And once again, I do apologize about that, but I ended up killing the thing. I ended up killing it a couple minutes after we got off, so I'm glad. And I found another one this morning. So there you go.
I don't know how you do it. This would, if a wasp was in this house, that is this wasp's house now. I'm moving out here. You own this house, wasp, okay? You got it.
Yeah, we're so used to them here in Jersey. That's the thing. It's a Jersey thing. We get
another reason to not like Jersey. Oh my gosh.
It's a northern Jersey thing. But going on about this, though, this was a great match. It's cool to see Adam Cole versus Castagnoli. And like I was saying before about the whole, Adam Cole being there. My God, nobody popped. When that whole thing, Sheriff, nobody. It was quiet. It was quiet. You can hear a pin drop. Nobody cared that he was the damn devil. Nobody gave a shit. It was
because we all knew it.
It was hilarious. I was in the building that night.
But we know that because I don't know if you watched Black and Gold NXT, but we know Adam Cole could be
AO. Yes and a no, depending if it's a good story. I think, like you said, the injury really messed that up big time. I agree.
Anyways,
I agree. But this was a good match. It went on for about 15 minutes. It was like really a quarter of the show tonight. But they deserve it though. So
yeah, we got another squash match after this. So we do.
We do. Here's the next thing we got was, like you said, I think it was the Paragon. I think the Paragon came out with Cole to celebrate, by the way. And then we got a backstage segment with our boys. You know who our boys are, right, Sheriff?
The Jericho lovers. Big Bill.
You're exactly right. Big Bill
and Maddog Kelly.
We're actually Jericho haters now, believe it or not. They're no longer Jericho's guys. They are now on their own.
Listen, the fruit needs to fall from the learning tree at some point.
It did.
But it's right.
And, it says Bill says he's disappointed in Jericho, their leader who walked out on them. So that's what they said about our boy Jericho tonight. He said, he goes, last week Jericho said they're all about family. Family means nothing. So, this is really interesting. What will be next for these guys now that Jericho's taking a vacation, going on tour with Fozzy and doing everything? What will happen next?
Well, they said what they're going to do. They're going to focus on beating people up together. Maybe they go into the tag.
And it's not going to be like Hurt Syndicate beating people. They beat up people. They hurt people. Yeah.
We hurt people. And so they said they're going to crack
they ain't wearing those stupid hats. Once again.
They're going to crack some skulls together. So maybe they go into the tag title division. Also, because they kind of turned babyface a little bit.
I agree.
And maybe they find themselves another third somewhere. And they go after, the trio
champions. I mean, unless Jericho comes back, I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. Obviously, from what
because they turned face, and the trio champs are now face. So
yeah.
I don't know how that's going to work.
I don't know if that's going to work out. But the Syndicate, though, maybe there's more to that. I don't know. MJF's trying to get into that whole thing. So we will see. Right after this, we got I don't even know what the hell this was. What was this, Sheriff? This was these guys, and I'm just gonna put it up there because I have no idea. What was this, man? Come on. You really needed this squash match, but it is nice to see, LFI. It's good to see Beast Mortos and Rush. It's always good to see them. They're back, I guess, so that's cool.
LFO, didn't they have that one song, Summer Girls?
They did. But I'm telling you, I didn't care for this, but it's cool to see them back on my TV. You feel me?
Oh, look, the totally non-bot, with the WWE symbol in the photo. Yes, this is totally a real person and not a bot.
Yes, sir.
Who came in to say this one particular thing. This is totally just not suspicious at all.
AEW is an interesting product right now. That's the way I will word it. The E is definitely winning.
You just say it with your chest. The show is good. Just say it with your chest.
TNA is second, okay, and AEW is in last place right now. But this week shows were good.
Serious question, Maddog Kelly.
Yeah,
you watch TNA every week?
No, I'm not watching tonight's pay-per-view, but yes, I do.
Why aren't you watching? If the show is so good, why are you not watching the pay-per-view? This show must.
Because I'm live with you right now reviewing AEW Collision because this is my show.
I guarantee you that
if this was on Saturday, by the way, and TNA was tonight and the pay-per-view was, I'd probably be watching that. But
would you buy it or would it be watchwrestling.ie or whatever the fuck that?
Depends on my That depends on my bank account. That depends how much an AEW.
It's a real person. Oh, well, that's worse. But
I mean, hey, I'm glad you're here. Thanks for stopping by. Anyway, look, I can admit AEW is not the greatest company, but I will sit there and I will stand by it. Okay, I will say that.
Is it not great?
I mean, it could be better. Tony Khan booking sometimes sucks. We've talked about it all night.
Of course. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But when you said the company's not great, I thought you meant
can also be terrible too.
Yeah.
So
not great. Yeah.
I mean, look, Triple H is booking also. The who was? I think it was
it's ebbs and flows.
Right? They were just talking about how Lyra Valkyria is not on the WrestleMania card, and I kind of agree with both of them. She should be on the card, and she's not. So it's kind of a shame. It really is. But anyway, back to our show. Complete squash, whatever. This next match, man. I am so excited to talk about this match, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so excited because this match, we had a title change. Let me see if I can bring this one up here for everybody. I think I do have it here. There it is.
There we go.
Oh my God, what a match. Komander can go. And I had no idea Nick Wayne can go like this, Sharp. No idea.
You've been working on it, all right. You thought he was gonna let his father down. No way.
Yeah. I was like, he's never gonna win this thing. There's no way.
He's bringing that title to Japan with him. Okay, that title's about to be on a world tour. He's
growing on me. I told you, I like patriarchy. I like Christian Cage.
I love patriarchy too.
Knows, a lot of talent. Mama Wayne in there too. I'm telling you, this.
Next thing you know, Mama Wayne's gonna be putting on matches. Okay, she's gonna go to Japan.
Maybe. I think what's her name? Beth Phoenix did a match a couple of years ago for WWE while Copeland was still there as Edge, so it's possible. Anything's possible with Tony Khan booking, by the way. Looking at you, Tony Khan. I'm calling you out here. But like I said, this was a great match. I could not, I agree with Tony 100%. Great match.
And great title change. I think it's a great title change because now you can build up. You can kind of separate him from Christian a bit and build him up. Build up his own in-ring credibility. He'll also take that title with him to Japan so he can kind of like showcase the company while he's
That's
out.
the cool part about this. I agree. That's the cool part about AEW is their working relationship with New Japan Pro Wrestling to where they can take guys and let them go do what they want. Kenny Omega did that for 6 months and came back to AEW. He's one of the biggest things. I still cannot get a Kenny Omega shirt. I've been wanting one. I have the money for one, Sheriff, and I can still not get one in my size because they sell the hell out like the puppet. It's unbelievable how over Kenny Omega is. It's insane.
Yeah, AEW is a t-shirt company after all. So
got the action figure right here. I know a lot of you can't see it, but yeah, I got the.
Oh, there we go. I see it.
Yeah, there you go. Got the.
I've got so I have Hangman Adam Page, and I have the Young Bucks.
Yeah. Okay.
I do have. I was gonna get the Kenny one. It was in my cart, but then I looked at my account and I said, I don't know that I should be doing this.
I got it because it's a Walmart exclusive. Like, exclusive.
Oh, yeah, you mentioned that.
Exclusives. Yeah. So I just picked up one of the Roman Reigns exclusives on Fanatics.com. I picked up that too. One of those Funko doll things. So that's coming in a couple weeks. I'm excited for that. But yeah, this though, man. What a title change, Sheriff. What a title change. I can't wait to see what Nick Wayne does with this title. I really do. I'm excited to see what a match this was. So next we have Top Flight. And Top Flight, the Top Flight, by the way, anyway, Top Flight, by the way, they come out and they say they have a match against Crew next week. I believe that's going to be on Collision. I am not sure if we're going to do a show next week because I believe it's going to be after the NBA Finals. So I don't think we're doing a show next week. Just let everyone know we're going to be taking a bit of a hiatus until the following week, until the playoffs are over. Probably I'll talk to Z, whatever, whoever wants to host that week. I don't know. We'll see. But right now, this though is, they have a match next week. And then we're going to get into our main event, which I would run another commercial, but since I have to get off soon because it's almost midnight and I can't drink after midnight because I'm going for a couple tests in the morning, like the Maddog I know, I'm going to actually just get into our main event now. So, I'll have Mike and EC, give me the bit of the heat after the show. That's fine. But, I'll take it. I don't care. So our main event, Toni Storm makes her way out to the commentary desk, right? And my God, she's looking freaking gorgeous. She is gorgeous. The whole black and white thing, the vignette, just everything. Pure Toni Storm. Her commentary was absolutely fire. This was awesome. Don't you agree, Sheriff?
Anything that involves the CEO is awesome, okay? I also love the fact that Harley Cameron got herself a win. I want to see Harley win. Mercedes, called her a loser earlier, but they're winners. Look at them winning matches.
I want to bring this up. I do want to bring this up. This was fantastic.
Did you see the part where Toni Storm kissed the bellboy?
The hot dog joke? You're talking about the hot dog thing, right? My God. She goes, I had one of those Boston hot dogs. She goes, those Boston hot dogs, they made me fart completely. I can blow.
Oh, yeah, that. Oh, down. And she's like, oh, gosh. Toni, love her on commentary.
Oh, my God. Those sexual innuendos that a lot of people are loving and eating up on this gimmick of hers. It's just fantastic. I'm telling you, this is just so over with the crowd. It's disgusting, sure. It is. Me and you both know it. This is very, but the crowd's eating this up. It's crazy.
Funny. She's talented.
Mom, you. Sorry about that. Like I said, this match was fantastic. I am so happy to see Julia Hart actually win. And I think it's because Mercedes Moné And it's because of, Harley Cameron were not on the same page. Right?
Yeah, because Mercedes thinks she's annoying.
I agree with that completely.
Kris Statlander and Julia is also a bit of a odd pairing. So
they're interesting because they want to bring down Mercedes. I think a lot, like you said earlier, a lot of the girls in the locker room want to bring her down
because they're on different sides of the heel, like, and face divide, but they have a common enemy. So I think that's
right.
why. But that's never gonna work, as you can see.
Right. No, I agree with you completely, Sheriff. So we have come to the end of the show, and I do thank you for joining me as always here in the Collision Studio. You're always welcome here, no matter what. If we ever need a fill-in, if you can get a Saturday or maybe a Thursday, if this ever happens again, I don't know. We'll see. Oh look, there I am. Okay. We do have a lot of stuff here at UPR. I want to just go over it real quick before we log off. So this is what we got going on. On Tuesdays, you got the Mike Knox Show, produced by Mike Knox, written by Mike Knox, hosted by Mike Knox, directed by Mike Knox, and commentated by the Mike Knox. Tuesday mornings, 9 a.m. Check them out. Rated R Review Show. Check them out Monday nights after Monday Night Raw, 10:45. Executive Consultants Team Willie Beam, Big Daddy Cool. I believe this week will be Mike Knox, and I believe Big Daddy Cool, I think he'll be back from WrestleMania by then. So he'll be there. NXT Trio, you can check them out on Tuesday nights at 10:15. I'm going to put it back up here on 10:15. Wrestling Doll, Freckle Sensei, Bad Guy Jack. Check them out. Awesome, by the way. Awesome show. Go check out their last one. Then you got our show. I'm going to say, I guess, our show, because I'm on that show most of the time. That is the All Elite Women Review Show and Friends. I'm mostly the friend most of the time, or probably a good third of the time, most likely. I'm on that. And I do an awesome new segment, so go check that out too. Thursdays, we have the big WrestleMania prediction show tonight. Please go check that out. Z and a Wrestling Doll held that down. That was great. I was in there chatting along with them. Awesome show. Make sure you check that out. Then on Saturdays, I'm going to bring it back one more time. It's on a loop. I didn't know this till the other day, till Kitty told me. Anyway, SmackDown review with DC is silent, and then you get a double dose of Z. You get Z and I for Saturday Night Collision usually. So hopefully you can check us out there. We also got some entertainment stuff, Sheriff, as well. If you did not know, go check out UPRE, which is our entertainment. That's Unpopular Review Entertainment. We got Daredevil on there. We got movie reviews, I believe, with the Federation. We got the Mill and Blaze show. I believe they're doing Raising Cain right now. Great show. You got the challenge every Wednesday, 10 p.m. So you got a lot of stuff on there. And tonight was a big one. It was the Wolfpack, I believe, MCU draft. So please go check that out. They're Thursday nights, I believe, 8:30. I think Daredevil's Tuesday, but Ron might have moved it to Wednesday. I don't know yet. That's why I didn't say anything about that. I know Challenge is Wednesday, 10 p.m. And then you have the Wolfpack on Thursday, 8 p.m. And like I said, Federation Tuesday is on Tuesdays at 8:30, I believe, as well. And Mill and Blaze show, I believe, is now on Sundays, by the way. So they changed that as well, Sheriff. But this was awesome. Thank you for coming on and helping me out tonight with this. This was great show. I'm so happy you came on. We were able to get this one. What a great collision show we had, ladies and gentlemen. I am Maddog Kelly. Happy WrestleMania week, Collision Spring Breakthrough week, whatever you want to call it. It is awesome and wrestling great. No matter if you like AEW or not, it's a great time to be a pro wrestling fan because you got so much pro wrestling all over the place, right, Sheriff? I think there's just so much you can look and take in. So I'm Mad Dog Kelly. That's the Sheriff. And yeah, we are out, guys. Peace. Bye.